She's sitting on her knees, by the way, so she's taller, by the way.
Okay, so this video is actually for real being filmed today on our
anniversary.
1 year wedding anniversary. So we were kind of thinking this could be the first video of a little series we're gonna make. You know, talking about being married so young, being married in the military, just, you know, kind of more the parts people don't talk about. You know, just being apart a lot before we moved in together. And you know, you'll just have to watch the videos and see what they're actually about. But this is the one to kind of kick off the series. So the point of this video is really just to recap on the whole year, like how we think it went, and you know, maybe we'll like make this a thing. Like we'll kind of try to keep up our YouTube channel and like do this every year on our anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
But so, do you want to just talk about the actual day, or do you want to kind of talk about the things we had to do beforehand?
We can do things that are leading up to it, and then the day of.
Okay. Well, obviously, that was more you that did that stuff. So you can kind of start talking about that.
Like the army portion of it?
Yeah.
Well, there wasn't really, I don't know what I think, but there wasn't really anything for the army I could do before we got married, except for, hey, I'm getting married, and then put in for leave. Most of it happened after we finally had the well, what is it? The wedding certificate?
Yeah.
Type thing? Yeah. Before we had the wedding certificate, and then after that, then I had to do a whole lot of stuff for it. Bring it down to S1, S2, S3, all of the S's in the army, so they could put paperwork in and pretty much get the ball rolling on the whole thing, changing everything in my army thing from being single to married, from all of my, pretty much the army's will for you, or like, if I die, who's the last paycheck gonna go to, who's all
that fun stuff.
Yeah, all that depressing stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all the army had to do for me.
It was a process, though.
Basic housing allowance to basic food allowance, stuff like that. You alright?
Great. So our camera died. So I'm currently using my phone. I mean, using the back camera isn't really that bad. It's kind of the same. But back to what I was saying. So, you know, before, the things I had to do was just packing, I guess, and for the most part, the furniture all came from my house, and I was procrastinating. Why are you looking at me in this mirror, the makeup mirror? But so, you know, I was procrastinating, and I was really indecisive on what I wanted to bring, so I really ended up packing like 3 days before I left, not gonna lie. And then last summer I came to visit Matt the day after my birthday, and we had to, you know, get my military ID, like get the final things done that we had to get done with our marriage certificate. Matt stopped staring at me in the mirror because it's like distracting me and making me nervous and smile, and it's annoying.
I'm looking that way.
Well, I keep like seeing you in the corner of your eye, and I keep just look at the camera. But so walking around base like on a work day during work hours was like super, like it made me like anxious and nervous because Matt kept being pulled aside being like, who is she? Like, are you really walking around with like your girlfriend or your friend right now? He's like, no, sorry, it's my wife. He's like, oh, okay, sorry. Like, I was just like standing there. Matt was just like, yeah, don't look at anyone, don't talk to anyone. I was like, all right.
Pretty much the only people that would like be like, hey, what are you doing? Are like the hardcore, like very hua sergeants that were in the well, basically just Charlie Company, because they're the hardcore hua guys of the battalion.
Yeah.
So.
But then we went on to Deers. I got my ID, and I think any female that's married to someone in the Army can relate to the fact that you look like complete and utter shit in your picture. Like, you do not look like yourself at all. I think they must like Photoshop it or distort it or something, because that is not what you actually look like. So, yeah, we got that stuff done. And then Matt was only home, you were home for a week or two? 2 weeks that summer.
2 weeks, yeah.
So, Matt, do we want to get in? Did we ever tell the story how you proposed?
I don't think so.
I don't think we have. If we did, then just watch our old videos and correct us. But, so he was home for 2 weeks. So obviously the first thing he wanted to do was propose when he saw me. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I kind of knew it was happening. I had to, because there was such a small amount of time. So Matt came by my dad's house, and he came in, and he's just like, hey, like, Mr. Tilton, can I talk to you? And my dad is very, very, like, he takes a lot of pride in his yard looking really good. So Matt was trying to, like, talk to him and ask for permission, and my dad just wouldn't, shut up about the yard. He's like showing Matt everything he had done in the past few weeks, and Matt's sitting there like, please shut up, please shut up, please shut up. And then kind of take over the reins on like what was said and everything, because I was eavesdropping. I didn't hear everything, but I only heard a few things.
So I finally got him to stop talking about the yard, because I think he knew what I was going to ask him, so he just wanted to
give you a chance.
Give me a chance. And so I finally asked him, and
what'd you say?
I was like, Mr. Tilton, I love your daughter very, very much. Would you give me permission to marry her?
This is the part I heard.
I'm pretty sure he already knew that I was going to ask, just because me coming out of the blue, 2 weeks home, dressed up in what I consider a nice button down and khaki shorts.
It was a blue and purple like checkered shirt.
It was not blue and purple. That was no.
Yes, it was, babe. I will show you the pictures after. It was a blue and purple checkered shirt.
No. Okay, blue and purple checkered shirt.
Khaki shorts.
But
what did he say?
Yeah, he said yes. He was really happy when I asked him.
That's the understatement of the year.
Yeah,
I could hear him from inside.
Very excited.
He was like, yes! And I think he like hugged you, right? Yeah. I'm surprised he wasn't like hugging you, jumping up and down. Like he's like, finally, this crazy is sleeping. I'll bleep it out.
Okay, good.
But then, so I knew it was happening. I had like a super cute outfit on, which I thought was cute at the time. I kind of like don't love it now, but so Matt took me to where we went on our first date. Well, we didn't do the whole first date because we went to Camellas for lunch that day, and then we went to this pond that's at a local college.
Yeah.
And we kind of just walked around on our first date and everything. So Matt, here, do you want to tell me why you took me there other than it just being our first date?
It was probably one of the more special spots on our first date. It was kind of the first spot we were like, wow. Or at least I was like, wow, I really love this girl. And so I took her back there, and that was like the most special spot the entire day. So I asked her there.
So let's give kind of more context in why it was special. So, Matt was getting ready to go to basic training soon. So, in the next couple weeks, couple months. And
it was like a month out, I think.
No, like 3. But still.
Oh, yeah.
That was about 3 months out. And we were just walking around, and it's this little like cul-de-sac area almost. Like it was stone benches. It was super pretty. It was on the pond. And we walk in there, and I'm trying to like not look at Matt because I start to cry because I'm thinking to myself like, oh, he's leaving soon. And that just made me really sad. Take that look off your face, whatever. That was when you first realized how emotional I was. And I just kept looking away, and he just kept asking me what's wrong. I was like, nothing. I was wearing a hat too. I was wearing a baseball hat because I had just been picked up from work. And obviously working at like an ice cream store, you have to keep your hair out of the way so you don't get it in like people's food. And I kept trying to like tip my baseball hat over my eyes. But like he like clearly knew like what I was doing, so I look him in the face. Hopefully. I'll edit that out. But so then I guess, Matt kind of like realized how much I cared. Mm-hmm. And he's like, wow, like this girl's like actually crying over me leaving.
Yeah.
And I guess that's just where he realized how great I was, and then fell in love with me. So he took me back to that same exact spot, like that same area we found it. And then, do you want to tell how you proposed, or do you want me to? I mean, you did it, so.
I mean, it was pretty typical.
No. You should say what you said.
Will you marry me?
No, that's not what you said. You got more into depth.
Not really.
Yes, you did, babe. Stop being shy.
Not really.
Fine,
you
then
tell
I'll
them
say.
if you remember.
Fine, I do.
Well.
So, when we had been to that spot on our first date, there's this little wall, and I jumped up on it, and I was facing the water. And I was like, oh, like, didn't I do this on our first date? And I wasn't facing Matt, I was looking at the water. And I turned back around, and he's on one knee. I didn't realize he's going to do it like that. Like, I thought I would kind of see it coming, but, like, I kind of just popped around, and he was on one knee. And he said something along the lines of, like, Catherine, will you do me, like, will you make me the happiest man ever and, like, do me the honor of, like, marrying you or something? Or you said Catherine Mary Hilton, yeah. You didn't just say Catherine.
Yeah, middle named you.
Yeah, you middle named me. And then,
So I messed up the first time.
Wait, what do you mean?
Remember I had my glasses on? I was so nervous.
You...
So I walked with my glasses on, and then I immediately got down and I asked, and then I realized I had my glasses on. So I stopped, put my glasses up, and said, all right, we're restarting this.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. Because in the video, my glasses are on my head that you have. Because I forgot to take them off.
You didn't say let's restart. I think you just went with it, and then after you said it, you put it up.
No, I stopped mid-sentence. It was like 2 words in, and I went, okay.
Oh, okay. No, you didn't say, like, let's restart.
Oh, no.
You probably just was like,
it.
Catherine Mary Tilton.
I was like, oh, this is going really well. Next thing I know, she's going to say no.
He genuinely thought, like, a small part in him thought I was going to say no.
She's going to be like, F no.
No, but the thing is, like, it was my idea to, like, ever get married this time.
Yeah.
And, like, I was so excited. And the square-shaped freaking bulge in your shorts kind of gave away what you were doing. I probably would have said something before.
True.
And then I also, like, sent you ideas for rings. Like, I wouldn't, get so into it and then be like, no, thank you, next, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not about that. But, so then I said yes, like, obviously. Did I cry?
I don't think so. I think you were excited.
Yeah.
But you didn't cry. You were just really giddy and happy.
Some people, like, bawl their eyes out when they get proposed to. I was just super excited, and I was like, oh my god! And, so then we kind of continued walking a little. We got back in the car, and then where did we go first to kind of show off the bling?
I think we went back to your dad's or your mom's house.
No, she's at work. So I was like,
house.
Dad!
Yeah, we went there, and I think we went to your mom's work. Did we not?
She came out.
She
Remember,
came out.
She came out.
Yeah.
So, my mom works with a lot of like gossipy people, like they want to know everything. So my mom kind of like stepped out because we wouldn't have been able to leave for like an hour. People would have been swarming us like, let me see the ring, tell us everything. And that's not bad. It's just, we had a lot of people to talk to. And so I showed my mom and she like knew what was happening. Like, she's not an idiot. And I knew it was happening and I tell her about it. So she was like, oh, it's like super pretty, blah, blah, blah. She couldn't come out for long. But want to talk more about like how you were feeling before you did it and like what was going through your mind, like pep talks or whatever you got?
I don't know. I was just nervous. Like, I wasn't really nervous the whole time because I knew, like, for a fact you were going to say yes.
You were or you didn't?
I knew that you were going to say yes because it was like, we've been talking about this for a while.
Yeah.
And then the hardest part was probably talking to your dad, because like trying to get the question out to him.
Oh, yeah.
Because like, I love your dad, but he's like, when he gets going, he keeps talking and talking and talking.
Who do you think I get that from?
Yep.
But I feel like he's not like a scary dad to like approach. No, not at all. He's not like one of those dads that are like, you hurt my daughter, I'll F you up. Like,
no, not at all.
No, like he's like very funny, and it's like kind of hard for my dad to dislike someone.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
I mean, he does like, he's not like super, super carefree, but like he's just kind of like fun, he's funny, he's just easygoing. So,
yeah.
Matt wasn't really like, you weren't like afraid to ask my dad.
No.
My mom probably would have been scared to ask.
Yeah, that would have been weird. Scary.
But, I mean, I knew it was happening, so I guess I was kind of just, like, before you got there, I was just, like, running around the house, like, looking in the windows, like, waiting for you to pull up. I was checking your location, like, I was making sure I looked cute, like, I was like, oh my god, like, Matt's gonna be here any minute, and my dad was, like, sick of me just bouncing off all the walls waiting for you to get there, because A, I knew it was happening, and B, we hadn't seen each other since we got married. No, wait, we hadn't even gotten married yet. BS.
We haven't seen each other since.
What?
I think it was
like a month and a half before.
Yeah, because we didn't go anywhere for that long time.
So I was just like super duper excited, and then I was like, my hair has to be perfect, like my makeup has to be perfect, like my outfit has to be perfect, like this is a moment we're gonna remember forever. And I really didn't wear anything that fancy. I think I had like these high-waisted jean shorts and this like red like t-shirt that was fitted and it like the back was open. And did we see anyone else that day, or did you go and tell everyone yourself?
I think it was not that, or it might have been later that day that my family was having a party for something.
Just like a cookout, I think, like a...
Yeah, so I think it was Father's Day or something, because not everyone could be together that Father's Day.
Yeah.
So I just went home and I told everybody.
A lot of his family members thought I was pregnant.
Yeah, I got pulled aside multiple times to ask if she was pregnant.
Like, I think his uncle was like, oh, did you let a few, like, swimmers, like, pass the goal or something?
Yeah, he was like, did you get one past the gate? I was like, no, I did not.
No, we just want to get married. No babies. No, not in the plan.
No children.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
But I think that's a question I get a lot, is when the kids come in.
Probably. It's like I said.
Do you get asked that ever?
No.
Oh, like, whenever I'm having, like, talks with girls, guys don't normally ask me that, but, like, my girlfriends or, like, just people that, like, I haven't seen in a while, like, oh, like, so do you have any kids? And I was like, I'm still a kid myself. I still like eating Fruit Loops and, like, watching cartoons in the morning, and I like my sleep. So that's definitely not on the docket for quite a few years, especially since we have, like, like 6, 7, 8 years of school in front of us.
Coming up, yeah.
As much as, it'd be fun, I feel like, we're just not ready for that.
No.
Like, definitely it would be another impulsive choice, like getting Frankie. But, so we then kind of, talked with our families and tried to make it possible to get married 4 days later.
Mm-hmm.
So, we ended up getting married at Town Hall in my hometown, and you know, it wasn't we didn't want it to be anything like big or like extravagant or like, you know, wearing anything extravagant because it's at town hall and it's just like our immediate families. So, I had like nothing to wear that was, you know, appropriate for the occasion. Not that it was inappropriate. Like I didn't have a dress that would kind of like fit the occasion. So I went out shopping with my dad. Mm-hmm. He's actually a really good shopper, just saying, like giving me opinions, I swear. And we went to all these stores, and then finally we went to it's like Aria Boutique. Now, my two best friends, Sophie and Hallie, we like grew up going in there, playing dress up in their like pageant dresses. And I was like, fine, like old time's sake, how about we just go look? So there's this one dress that my dad saw and he went straight to it. And it was actually really pretty. It was kind of like an off the shoulder, it gave me like a Sleeping Beauty vibe. It was white, but you know, it was a really, really pretty dress, but it was floor length. So we would have had to have it shortened and we probably wouldn't have even had time for that. But you know, I didn't want to spend so much money on that dress when it was so beautiful just to cut off, you know, a couple $100 worth of the dress. So, next time I went shopping, I went with my mom. I found this really, really, really cute dress at Bloomingdale's. The store actually couldn't find my size. I tried on the size of that dress and it was too small, like just the tiniest bit, like here. Mm-hmm. So, all of the women that worked on like that floor was looking for that dress in my size, everybody. And they even kept the store open for an extra like 45 minutes just to find it. And I finally found it, and I found my shoes. Like the woman that was kind of like fitting me and like helping me pick stuff out was like super nice. And sometimes my mom and I don't agree on, you know, things I wear. Yeah. We have very different but similar taste almost. So she was a very good like peacemaker and, you know, bringing in different ideas that it's kind of combination of what we both liked. So finally I had the dress. I think I actually got that dress the night before.
Probably.
And I think like literally the day before, I texted my like hairdresser, hairstylist, whatever you want to call her. And she did my hair, she did my mom's hair, my aunt's hair, like my cousin's hair, like she's kind of like a family friend. And I was like, hey, like I have a favor. And she's like, I'm not dyeing your hair blonde. And I was like, yeah, good, not what I was asking. And I was like, hey, so like I'm low-key getting married tomorrow last minute. Do you mind trying to like do my hair? Here's some picture references. She's like, all right, cool, come in at 7 a.m. And I was like, lit, see you then. And she did my hair. And like it started off really pretty, but then like this is actually like my fault, but the pieces that were curled in the back like stuck out because they were curly. And she said to me it would have looked better if they were tucked in, but I was like, no, like leave it out, like Jackie O. And she was right, but that part I didn't like. And then I think I did my own makeup that day. Yeah. And you know, tell me how it was before then. Like, what was your morning like before?
Just like any other like party or something we have to go to, my family has to go to. We all wait till the last end. We all wait till like
the hour before.
Yeah. And then there's like 6 people running around the house, all getting dressed, all trying to shower, do all this stuff. Somehow we always manage to get it together at the end.
Yeah, because you guys, every event, like your family always shows up before mine. You in like our wedding, like both. You were there before me, but obviously the second one, like the big one, you know, not supposed to be there first. But
we're always like, I don't know. I always like to be early. So like I think we got that from
Grandma.
My grandma.
Yeah. She's gonna outlive us all, I swear to God.
She always, for some odd reason, if she's not like 15 minutes early to the 15-minute early mark, she's late by like a half hour or like an hour.
Yeah.
So she's always like the first one on scene.
She's like ready, like before you guys even think of getting ready.
Yeah.
But, you know, like what were you thinking? Like just pulling up to the place, seeing me get there, like more. I'll tell mine after because I have been moving my mouth.
Yeah, most for a little bit of it, we just took pictures. Me and my family. My older brother, who's my best man. Me, my older brother, my little brother, and my older sister. All of us just kind of a couple family pictures, and then we kind of just sitting around shooting the shit,
Waiting on me.
waiting on her, and then you start pulling up, and then we all started to like, okay, this is what we need to do. This is what's gonna happen. Well, I think I had Danny hold the ring for that one too. That's
Yeah,
what I
he did.
right?
He did. He
Yeah,
did.
I
Yeah.
did. Yeah, he held the ring for that one. And then we waited till you got out so you could come.
Was everyone like
and-
looking like, oh, like how does she look?
Yeah,
Like,
we saw you for a second. I thought you were like angry or something.
No, I was so scared.
Cause like I saw you in the car and you were like,
I was.
yes, and I was like, oh shoot, this is gonna be fun.
Oh
She's
no.
in a bad mood.
Okay. Now this is where I'll tell.
Okay.
Okay, so I tend to get nervous when a lot of people are looking at me.
Yeah.
So, we were pulling up and Matt's entire family was just tracing the car, tracing me, like curious as to how I looked. I was like, stop. Like I was like, Dad, couldn't you have pulled like over like on the other side of the street so I could have had like my little mental breakdown on the other side of the car, how nervous I was, and like hide behind the car because I'm known for doing that. And then I could have gotten out and everyone could be like, oh my God, you look so good, blah, blah, blah. But no, like my dad pulled up, rolled down the window, and everyone was sitting outside the window. And then I was just like, oh, like, hey, babe. And you're like, oh, you look nice. And I was like, oh, you don't look so bad yourself. And then we went in to town hall, and like in my town, it's not very common for people to like get legitimately married in town hall. So
Yeah.
everyone was staring at us
Yeah.
like all dressed up, and that made me feel even more nervous.
Super sketchy.
Not sketchy. It's my town is not sketchy. It
No,
was
not
just
sketchy. Just the people were
like
wow,
they were like
this is
rubbernecking
super
us.
weird.
Like you would think like, you know, like the Kardashians just walked in. They were like staring at us. And
Went into that little room with the. I think we still had to sign something, right?
no, we just had to go get
we did
her.
everything.
We just had to go get her.
Okay, we had to sign something.
And then she's like, oh, do you want to do inside or outside? And we were like, oh, like outside. It's
Outside.
summer and it's an aesthetic. Blah. So
Yeah.
we went outside and we like did everything, and it was kind of set up where Matt and I obviously were in
Like-
front of each other.
No.
And then next to Matt was his older brother Dan, and then his little brother Ryan, and then behind me was my little brother. It originally was just supposed to be Sarah, his older sister, but my little brother was so young at the time. I feel like if I gave him a job, he probably would have been able to like stand still or like, you know, not be running around talking. So I said, hey Matthew, like hold the ring for me, stand behind me. And he stood there. He wasn't, you know, like tugging on me, making faces, like. And then it was pretty quick. I kind of felt a little cringy because it was like this random woman, and it was just like I didn't expect what we were gonna have to say. She's just like, oh yeah, like this is what we're gonna do. Repeat after me. What were you thinking like when I first got out?
Well, at first I was thinking you were angry because of your face
I
on
was
the way
just
in.
so like, everyone just please look at your feet or
Oh,
admire
holy
like nature.
shoot.
Stop looking at me, please. You're making me nervous.
Yup.
But then once I got out, I was like, like, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I just wanted to like get it started.
You didn't think, oh, my soon-to-be in a few minutes wife is so pretty.
Yeah, you already
She
covered
looks so
that.
pretty.
You already covered that section. Thank you.
I did. You didn't say
Yes.
that you thought I looked pretty.
You were very pretty.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But, so, yeah, we got married, blah, blah. That's kind of all. We covered that. Then, Matt went back to, Virginia. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to go visit Matt after my birthday. So I did. And, wait, no. Weren't we kind of just like on that trip?
Mm-hmm.
Is it still filming?
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
I kind of just like, you know what, like we were gonna move later and wait for your BAH to go through.
Yeah.
But then on that trip, I was like, want to just send it and like move in like 2 weeks from now. And we figured it out. We like found the apartment. We got it all done. Yeah. And then, you know, I called both my parents. I told them like, hey, like I'm moving out in 2 weeks. And they were like kind of sad. They didn't like that, but you know, kids grow up. So, you know, we moved in and it was great. And then obviously you know about our old apartment from our last video.
Yep.
And then we moved here, but kind of just on a recap of like the past year, like what do you have to say? Like when it comes to just, you know, life, hubby life.
I mean,
Is it that different? Is there things you had to change? Like, you know?
obviously it's a little bit more stressful than just not having to pay for anything and live in the barracks like a barracks rat pretty much. And then yeah, I definitely could not sit inside all day and play video games for hours after work.
Now or then?
Then
Wait, what do you mean?
like when I was living in the barracks, I could go and just play video games, and now I can't.
You could just like rot to death. I mean, you can. It just would be much appreciated if you could hang out with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't played in 3 days, so.
You agreed to it. It's our anniversary weekend.
I know. I didn't complain.
But anything else when it comes to like changes? If it's like different, if you like, you know, not being a barracks rat.
Oh no, I definitely like living off post or in an actual apartment off base.
With your stunning wife.
Better than living in the barracks, because all sorts of stuff goes down there that usually causes problems
With your amazing wife.
that I just don't want to be a part of.
With your hilarious wife.
Ha ha ha! Funny.
I'm hilarious. I think I'm the funniest person in the world. I can make myself laugh at any time. Anything else? Like, talk about, like, you know, like me. Talk about, you know,
Anything
what
you
it's
have
been
to
like.
say?
I do. I think, you know, we got way closer than I think we expected. Like, yeah, we were super, super, super duper close before, but you know, being long distance and seeing each other once a month was like,
Hard.
it was hard, but now being around each other 24/7, like, I don't think you realize like how close Matt and I have gotten. And like, I definitely think, you know, being together like this all the time, between now and then, we've gotten like a way better understanding of each other.
Yeah.
Like, we can tell how, you know, the other one feels by looking at them, or what they're thinking, or like what different mannerisms kind of mean, or just, you know, I think just what?
It's 8 in the morning, dead tired.
Grandpa.
Thank you.
But you know, just I think we have learned how to, because before it was just like Matt was on his own, I was on his own. We've gotten better at it being an us instead of a you and I.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think we're a pretty good team, gotta say.
Yeah.
But nice voice crack.
I didn't.
Oh, you're like,
yeah.
Yeah.
I went, yeah.
That sounds like a voice crack.
I went, yeah.
But I think, you know, it's tough because when I was at home, I'd be missing you all the time, like all the time. Like, I was super sad all the time because I, you know, wished you could have been there for a lot. And, you know, I like being here all the time and not missing you, but, you know, it sucks missing family at home at the same time. But it has been, like, actually really fun, like, you know, getting married and moving it together.
Yeah.
Like, just, it's, our apartment is also, you know, like, it's a respectable home, but it's also kind of like a fraternity house at times.
A little bit.
And we just kind of goof around all the time. Like, you know, we have to be responsible when it comes to a good amount of things. But when we're just sitting watching cartoons and, you know, having water fights in our living room and kitchen and
Yeah.
just having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I think, you know, it's just really fun. And one question I get a lot, I don't know if you do, is like, do you regret like not going to college or like getting married young and everything? Like, do you think you like kind of regret missing out on that stuff?
Definitely.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you say?
When they ask,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I regret having, like, taking away, like, I'm so young, taking away, like, my ability to, like, actually go to college and do what I want. When I, like,
Let's talk about the army, not me. Don't worry.
This, like, I'm only 20 years old, but now, like, I can't go home whenever I want to, or can't do this whenever I want to. So.
You're talking about the army, right, not me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Just make sure.
Mm-hmm.
When people ask me that question, like, yeah, it would have been fun, definitely. But I'm also not, like, a huge party person anyways. Like, I'll have my fun every once in a while, but, like, I'm not, you know, a big partier. I also am someone that I can be very, very social, but also I enjoy my time alone.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you know, having a roommate, you never have time alone, really. So, that I really don't regret.
Mm-hmm.
Like, going to college in person and, like, living on campus. And, you know, getting married young, everyone says, like, oh, you're missing out on so much. But, like, you're not. Like, the only thing is, like, you're not talking to a bunch of random people, like, random girls or random guys, or, like, you're doing everything that you've always wanted to do when you're a young adult with your best friend. Like, if anything, I feel like that's more fun to, you know, do all of those, like, the things you do, like, you know, I don't know, you've turned 21, you go to your first bar or whatever, or just traveling, or just, you know, doing all these different, like, what is it? Life passage, something? A rite of passage, yes. Like, rite of passage stuff, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, you know, I don't really regret anything. But, you know, the past year's been pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, is there anything else you would kind of like to add to this anniversary recap?
No. I think we covered everything.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't decided whether the next video is just going to be Matt or I. We'll kind of flip a coin and find out.
Yeah.
But definitely it's going to be more of Matt's perspective, even though he gave a lot of details. It's going to be more of his side of the story, his experiences, you know, more getting to know Matt when it comes to all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Or my video will kind of just be the same thing. Maybe like kind of a few like military spouse tips, or like getting through basic training, or I don't know. It'll kind of, we'll see. But I guess we will see you guys soon for our next series special.
No.
Well, bye guys.
What are you doing?
I'm living on myself because I look kind of pretty.
What are you doing, Tinkerbell?
What do you mean Tinkerbell?
You're...
How am I Tinkerbell? I'm not blonde and I'm not an inch tall.
Oh, you're close.
What?
I said, you're close to it.
No, not really. My hair looks kind of pretty right now. See, I don't know if I want to cut it off, but I feel, then I'll like cut it and I'll be like, ooh, my hair's so cute when it's short. And you also think